Hello friends. So today we are continuing our series of live talks with our hair transplant patients who are hair transplant veterans now. They have got their transplant done more than 2 years back, and they will join us to share their story. So today we'll be joined by Mr. Farhan Yusuf. He's an Indian based in Canada, and he got his transplant done roughly 2 years back with us, and he'll be joining us from Canada to share his experience and what he's up to now, and share something about himself. I'm just waiting for him to join. I welcome everyone who has joined our live session now. Hello Vivek. Hi Shantanu. Gaurav, we will do a live video with all, where all the viewers can join. We'll do it shortly. For now, we'll be joined with Farhan. I'm just adding him now. Hello, Ravi.
Hi, sir.
Hello, Farhan. Welcome. Thank you for
I
joining us.
I didn't know that I had to send you a request to join. I didn't know that.
No,
So,
it was both ways. I was just waiting for you to join in. So we
okay,
have
okay.
many viewers who are with us now. So I was
Hmm.
just giving them your introduction that you got a hair
Okay, okay.
transplant done a few years back, couple of years back, and are currently living in Canada.
Yeah,
And you are here and you will share your hair transplant experience with us.
yeah,
Uh,
sure. So, are you recording this session? I'll just post it on
yeah,
my YouTube as well. Okay,
yeah. This is going live, and of course
okay,
it will be recorded also. And
okay, okay, okay.
our viewers will ask you some questions as well.
Sure, sure. So, what I'm gonna do is I will just give you a brief like summary of the whole first year, and then if they have any questions, follow-up questions, I can answer them. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so pretty much I should be covering everything in that brief introduction. So, like in 2016, I was doing research on where to go and get the surgery done. So I found this guy, what's his name? Vinay, who did the hair transplant from you guys as well, and then he had a lot of subscribers on his YouTube channel, and so I watched his journey from start to beginning, pretty much, and I I just didn't give it like I didn't do like too much research. I just went through it. I did really liked his results, and I saw your ratings on Google. So you had one of the best ratings in New Delhi. So I was in India. I had no plan of hair transplant in 2019, but then I was there only for 14 days. So when there was only 3 days left to come back to Canada, I came to New Delhi and I met you on the day of surgery. So
Yes.
the guy at the reception, they were telling me you were the first one who came right just for the surgery on the surgery day, and you didn't meet the doctor or anything. So I was like, I have done already my research. I've already done my research. So what's the point of you know wasting their time and my time? So I went there. I was quite nervous on that day, and in terms of pain, let's say if we talk about on a one scale 1 to 10, on the day of surgery on this area where I had this transplant done. And
Mhm.
by the way, if anybody wants to go and check out my whole journey, they can go and check out my on my YouTube channel. I don't want you to subscribe or anything because I'm not posting any more videos, but they can see my whole journey from 10 months or 11 months, something like that. So it's Farhan Yusuf hair transplant. You can search it on YouTube. It's like that. So I was there, and then on terms of in terms of pain from 1 to 10, on this area, the crown section where my transplant was done, where like 3,500 grafts was put, and then this area was also planted on this side. I had almost zero pain on this area, like no,
Hmm.
not even, I didn't even know like something was been happening, like they were drilling holes. But on the back side, I had on a scale of 1 to 10, I had little pain, but it was all manageable. It's like little discomfort and pain on that day, but that was all manageable. So I would say on like maybe 3 out of 10 or two out
Okay.
of 10, 2.5. So not that bad, but if you want like really good hair on your head, so you it's all manageable.
Yes.
Secondly, on that day, after that day, when I went to hotel, I had only 3 days. So I would say don't fly within 3 days. Fly after like 5 days. So that's what my recommendation is. And within that day one till day five, I drink a lot of water, a lot of water. I was told that I will be having swelling or anything. I had no swelling at all because I had lot of water. Maybe that's the reason I'm just saying. I don't know, but I had no swelling at all.
Right.
So I drink a lot of water, and that's pretty much it. I didn't do anything. There was little bit of blood on my pillow
Hmm.
when I was sleeping, but I was told to sleep, looking upwards, which is also manageable. It's little discomfort until day 10, but I had a bad flight. So somebody's asking that did you go for FUE or FUT? So it was
Hmm.
perfect eye technique. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So perfect eye is basically a modified version of FUE where instant transfer is done. Yeah. Yes, Farhan. You were talking about the flight.
Yeah, so I didn't had a great flight, so I would recommend to take a window seat instead of aisle seat because if you take
Hmm.
a aisle seat, people are so stupid that they will hit you while going. They are seeing that somebody is wearing a cap, like a surgical cap on their head, but still they are hitting your head while going out and going to washroom, especially if you have a long flight. Like
Yes.
me, it was a 16-hour flight or something like that. So
Hmm.
yeah. And secondly, take a window seat and make sure you get your band-aid removed from the doctor itself. And for those next 5 days, you guys gave a bottle of that liquid, right?
Yes.
Alkaline solution or something like that.
Yeah. Line.
So,
Yes. Solution.
so take a spray bottle. What I would recommend is take a spray bottle and don't pour it. You don't have to have the water dripping from your head. It's not like that.
Hmm.
Just make it moist so that it doesn't
Yeah.
become hard, rock hard. So that's that. And then I came back home. I had a lot of issues when I came back because I was just by myself. I didn't had anybody because I had to cook myself and everything. But I would say it's all manageable. It's not so hard. Like you just the only discomfort is while you were sleeping. So I was just ordering food from outside pretty much and just taking rest. So two most important things in if you want to recover from the surgery, and it's patience and just take rest. That's it. Take rest, sleep well, and that's pretty much it. And I can't even explain you such a great results I had within 2 months, 2.5 months. I had very good results. You can go back on my YouTube channel and see. Like I can't even explain, like everybody says that like I can't explain how happy I am, blah blah blah, but really
Hmm.
this is like you had some problem from like 11 years or 12 years in your life, and all of a sudden that problem is gone. Imagine how you feel. So that's how I feel. Like I had done like this what do you call, like the straightening of the hairs in 2009,
Okay.
and since
Okay.
then I lost so many hair. Like it was unstoppable. Whenever I was doing this, I was losing one
Hmm.
hair, 2 hairs in my hand. So now
Hmm.
I had hair transplant done. I can do this. Like I swear to God, I have not done this on my hair for several years like this.
Right.
Now I can do it
Right.
as many times I want. So it's a happy feeling to have it. And so, yeah, I mean, it's nice. So once I come here, there is one more discomfort. This whole area was
Hmm.
numb. Like
Yes.
you can't feel anything, but that feel, that touch sensation, it will be back in 3 months or so.
Hmm.
And I was told there will be a lot of pimples on here. I had on head. I had just one pimple. Very. I still have it. Can you believe it? It's been 1.5 years. I still have it. That little
Yeah.
pimple, but it's
Okay.
I touch it. There is no pain or anything. It's just there.
Could be a
It's
wart.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
It could be a
yeah.
wart or maybe an ingrown hair.
Could be something, but there is still something here on my. I can send you a picture if you want.
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay,
Please.
yeah. So in next 3 months, all you need to do is just forget about the results and just keep drinking water, stay healthy. And I didn't had any special diet or anything because these here they don't have DH. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much in front of the doctor sitting in front of me.
No, no, no,
That's my
that's the whole idea,
yeah.
getting to know from a patient's perspective.
Yeah. So I what my research is these hair, the planted hairs, they won't fall off because they don't have DHT. They are from the backside, so they
Yes.
won't fall off.
Yes.
So I don't think they are dependent on your diet. It's my personal experience, but so I didn't had any special diet. I was just eating biotin gummies, and I was using Rogaine on
Mm.
my head, and I started Rogaine after 3 weeks of transplant. So I was using Rogaine, and then I had gummies of biotin, and I was
Mm.
drinking water. That's it. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Mm.
And after 3 months, I started to get results, like unbelievable results. Every month I was seeing, every month everybody was saying, "Man, you look happy, you look young, you look like better than before. So what's going on?" So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you have to change your lifestyle as well with this. It's not mandatory, but if you do it, it's better anyways. So I was going to gym, I was going running and all that stuff. So it's really helped me mentally as well as maybe it was giving me better
No,
results or something.
it definitely helps your hair as well. We always
Yeah,
stress our patients to maintain a good lifestyle because, okay, DHT is one part, but your diet, your lifestyle, that's also an important part of your hair health.
exactly,
So,
exactly.
less smoking, good quality protein in your diet, vitamin, minerals, biotin. So these help a
Yeah,
lot. And
yeah,
we have a question now from Manish that
yeah.
can you show them the donor area? If will it be
Sure, sure,
possible to show the donor
sure,
area?
sure.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
let me know if you don't see it, okay? Do you
Huh.
see it?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's been like that since then. But
Hmm.
if you like, I cut my hairs myself. But if you
Okay.
tell your barber to put like 4 number on that area and three
Hmm.
number on the other parts, it won't be.
Yeah, okay.
It's not visible. It's not visible.
Right.
These
So that.
yeah these hair. Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So if you like these here, I cut it myself because of Corona. There's
Hmm.
lockdown and all the barber shops are closed. So my
Right.
brother, he and myself, we both cut my hair. So
Okay.
that's why. But whenever I tell my barber to put 4 number on that area
Hmm.
on that strip
Hmm.
and 3 number on the other area, it's invisible. Like you can go and check out my YouTube channel.
Okay.
It has been like that since then, since like three, four
Yeah.
months.
Yeah, we can see the donor area pretty well.
Okay. So yeah,
Yes. So
it's visible
that's a
because
very good.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a very good tip that the 4 number on the donor area and 3 number on the other areas, because
yeah,
we do tell our patients that whenever you get an FUE done, you will lose density. You have to lose density. So
yeah,
if we take out 3,000 or 4,000 grafts, those hair are gone and they are not going to come back again. Maybe 1
yeah,
2% will come back. They were cut
yeah,
at a strategic angle, but mostly it's not gonna come back. So it's not possible to have a very short a 0 number trim. You have to have some length, though you
yeah,
have
yeah,
kept
yeah.
it really thin, but still it still looks okay. But in some people, that patch is a bit visible, so slightly
In
longish
one
hair.
in 1.5 year, I never had anybody who have told me, "Oh man, your backside looks visible." No,
Hmm.
never. It may be visible right now because, as I said, that I just put the
Hmm.
same number on all the hair on the back. But
Yeah. Yes.
if I tell my barber to put a greater number, my barber knows
Hmm.
about this. So
Hmm.
they are
Hmm.
not open yet because of the
Hmm.
lockdown. So once they open, so I'll do that on the back. But
Right.
I honestly, I don't care about the back part that much.
And it's looking all right. It's not looking bad at
Yeah.
all, and only
Yeah.
under a lot of light will it be visible. So yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's because
is
there is a
fine.
lot of light coming from the window. I'm sitting in front of the window right now.
Got it.
So that's
Got
why.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you taking any medicines now? Are you still using
No,
Rogaine? Are you using finasteride?
no, I stopped. No, I never took finasteride. I stopped using Rogaine on month fifth month. So I stopped
Okay.
using Rogaine. So nothing
Okay.
right now. It's just
And but
normal.
your non-transplanted hair, are they doing okay? Or you're not losing those?
See, that's what I was gonna say that like thanks to you that
Hmm.
you were smart enough to to do the transplantation on this whole area.
Yes.
So I was thinking like why are you doing the transplant on this ha area where I already have hair? So you thought
Hmm.
this in your mind that maybe this guy will lose these hair in the future.
Yes. Hmm.
So you prepared me for the future so that I don't have to come back for another surgery. So now
Hmm.
they do fall, but
Hmm.
but not that much. So I'm not taking
Okay.
stress about them anymore, and I am having.
Hmm.
It's been 1.5 years. You can see that,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I have very good results. So
Yeah. Looks good. Okay. So Akshat is asking. The question is for me that baldness is from temples, but he has overall good hair. See, Akshat, by the look of it, it seems that you have very early stage of hair loss, grade one or maybe just the temple, so grade one hair loss. So ideally, you should not go for a transplant right now because it is too early. And transplant should be done only when it is grade two or more, at least. So right now, you should more focus about saving your existing hair rather than going for a hair transplant.
yeah.
So, I hope that answers the question.
Also, people think that like let's wait until like stage 5 or stage 6, like at last stage, and lose all the hair, then go for a transplant. I would say like this is your youth, like when you are 28, 29 years old, and if you want, you should do it at this age. So I would say that I was lucky that I was in India at that time, and then I thought, let's just go for a hair transplant instead. So
Yes.
yeah, I mean, do it at the perfect age as well. That's also important.
Yeah, you don't need to wait till 40 until, as you said,
Ah,
you
yes,
don't
yes, yes.
need to wait till you are completely bald because this is the time when
Yeah,
you want to look good. But yeah,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
get it done too early also because then you
Too
will
early.
get
Yes, yes,
trapped into repeated. We have some
yes,
patients who come to us in grade one that I want a hair transplant. So we tell them that you get a transplant done now and then you'll be trapped in that cycle of every year you will have to do a hair transplant because you will
yes.
develop a new area of baldness. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, so
I
there.
lost a lot of hair. I lost a lot of hair. Then I was 29 when I came to you guys. So
Yes, yes.
yeah.
This was grade three. So Vivek is asking you, Farhan, were there any bumps under the transplanted hair?
Like pimples.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what he wants to know.
Yeah,
Pimples and such.
there was like 2 or 3 pimples. So like most of them are gone, but one is still there, but it's very small. I think I don't know, it's very small, like a what do you call, like a mole or something. I don't know, but it's not hurt. It's not hurting or anything. I can just scratch it or do whatever I want. And maybe it's what you said, like the ungrown hair or something. I don't know. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what it is exactly.
Either it could be a wart or maybe an ingrown hair which is looking
Yeah,
like a pimple. So whenever you are back to India and if you get a chance to visit Delhi, do come to me and I'll have a look. Otherwise, you can
yeah,
send me a picture.
yeah.
Okay. So we have one question from Ravi that will he get the same result if he goes for FUT? Well, see, FUT and FUE, the results don't vary. They, if done properly, if FUT is done properly, the results are pretty good. When we do an instant transfer, the results are slightly better because that's loss because of storage that you don't have. but which is not possible in FUT. That there has to be in FUT the hair does spend time out of the body, so slightly lesser result, but not a big difference. So the difference of result is not because of the technique. The difference of result happens from person to person because of the donor area. Some people have good donor, so they usually get a good result. Some people have a really weak donor, then slightly thinner results is expected. Also, the lifestyle. So people who don't have a healthy diet, people who smoke a lot, may get a slightly inferior result. And also, and of course, how well the surgery was executed. That is more important. And
one thing I have to tell you, doctor, when you talk about surgery. So while having the surgery, I would recommend you guys to implement some technique where the patient don't have to lay down on their chest. Like I was laying down for on my chest for 3-4 hours, and it was very discomforting. So I would
yes,
recommend you, maybe we can sit on a chair like this, and then you can just perform your surgery on the back, something like that. Do something, guys. Like it was the most difficult part when you have to like sit on your lie down on the chest on the bed, and then I was having like because I'm heavy, I'm 90 kgs, so I was also having breathing problems.
yeah.
So
The funny thing is that this is the most common complaint. People tell us after the surgery that I was expecting pain on the
that's the
head.
worst.
I did not have pain on the head. I had pain on my chest and my back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
and that is I've been trying to develop something, a chair kind of a thing, but it's difficult because we have to work on the back of your head and we have to do instant transfer. That is the only position that is working for us right now. But
okay.
yeah,
Or
we are trying
maybe
to
at least have a softer bed or something, like where you
better
can
bed.
lay down.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I'll get a better bed made, better sponge.
yeah. So maybe you have to change your infrastructure or something, but that's the standard bed, I think, for the surgery. The one that you
Yeah,
have, that's standard,
yeah.
that's
In
used all
surgery,
over the world.
that's the standard OT table, and we want
Yeah,
things to be firm so that there are not much body movements because
yeah,
hair transplant, even 1 mm of shake, even 1 mm of movement may cut that hair while extracting.
yeah,
So we
yeah, yeah,
want things to be a bit rigid, but
yeah.
yeah, we'll try to make something which
Uh,
is more comfortable for the patient.
Other than that, I was just sleeping during my surgery. I remember I was sleeping. I was snoring while surgery. So
Yeah.
it's cold in the time. It's cold, and it's you have anesthesia a little bit, and so I was sleeping. I was maybe you can also put a TV and we can watch a movie in there, and that would
we
be
were we were we were trying to fit an iPad under the OT table.
yeah, yeah,
There is, you remember, there is a hole where your face
yes,
rests in
yes,
that hole. So we are trying to
yeah.
put an iPad, but because we use a lot of spraying, a lot of saline, it's
Ah,
not
okay, yeah, yeah,
not very
yeah,
comfortable. And
yeah, yeah,
because in our technique, face up is very less.
yeah,
It's mostly face down. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, TV, and sometimes the
It's
TV
because
makes.
this is perfect eye technique. This is the only problem that is there, that you will have more discomfort than the other techniques, and this surgery is little longer because you are taking out the hair, and the other team is planting it. You are taking it and they are planting it. So
Yeah.
that's one more thing about this perfect eye technique. So
Yes.
yep,
So when we compared with FUT, in FUT patients have to lie down face down for 30 to 45 minutes, and then the
yeah,
rest of the procedure is lying face up. So it's
yeah,
pretty easy. So yeah, that way.
yeah.
But in FUT, the pain after the surgery is much more because
Ah,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah,
invasive. The cuts are there and everything. But
yeah.
we do it when we have a big number. We require 5,000 grafts. Then we
Ah,
combine
okay,
FUT and FUE, and then we
yeah, yeah,
get the best number. So
okay.
Ashish has a question here, Acha, that he has got a transplant done with us in 2018. The hair are long, and he keeps a man bun, a pony. So can
Mhm.
that be a reason of hair loss? Okay, so Ashish, well, it depends on how tight you are tying the bun. There's a thing called tractional alopecia that is seen in ladies who wear a very tight pony, or in Sikhs who wear a tight turban. Tractional alopecia. So if the pull is too much, then there could be a damage at the root, and that can lead to hair loss. Early stages it is temporary, but when it is left unchecked, there is scarring on that part of the skin, and which can lead to permanent hair loss also. So, if you're tying your bun too tight, you may want to keep it a bit loose. Second most common cause is the continuation of male pattern hair loss. So, which is not there on the transplanted hair, but it can happen on your non-transplanted hair. So, for that, you should take medicines that we may have discussed, but you can give me a call to discuss it again. And also, then there is a seasonal hair loss. So, these days, oh my God, we are having so many patients of hair loss, all transplanted patients, non-transplanted patients, men, ladies. It's just flooded hair loss, and probably because of the seasonal change and the stressful times that we are living in, all of us, most of us are having some kind of a stress or the other because of the corona situation. So that's why probably we are seeing a lot of acute hair loss cases. So that is another cause. I hope that answers your question. Vishal, grading is pretty standard. I don't think there should be a discrepancy between doctor to doctor between grade 1 and grade 3. You can send us your pictures. I'll tell you what my opinion is about your grade of hair loss. Vivek, I don't know what bumps I'm talking about. Maybe you're talking about the tenting, the raised skin that happens in sometimes when we do a hair transplant. That mostly happens if a broad instrument is used for implanting or making the slits. Sometimes it is that weird skin's reaction which cannot be predicted.
I think he is
So
talking about the like when you do the planting part, you
hmm.
put the injections, right, to so the skin to little bit swell so that you can put the hair. So I think, is he talking about that before the
Yeah, no.
planting when you drill the holes?
No, so in sometimes in hair transplants, what happens, Farhan, is that when the hair grows, there is a swelling around that growth. It is
Ah, okay,
basically
okay.
medically what we call it tenting. So the skin
Mhm.
around that growing hair, it also comes back, and it gives the
Okay,
appearance of having multiple tiny bumps. So that is
okay,
most of the time, 99% of the time, it's an avoidable thing. If your
okay,
surgical
okay.
technique is fine, those bumps will not happen. But that
Yeah.
sometime, like less than 1% of the cases, or maybe even lesser, sometimes that's a weird skin reaction. That's how the skin behaved, and some bumps can happen. But mostly it is more of a technique related thing, and it can be avoided.
Well, honestly, for me, people always say that, oh, it's the best decision of my life, blah, blah, blah. But indeed, yes, it was the best decision of my life because I was in India for other reasons, and I got free on my day 11th when I was there. I was there only for 14 days, and I was like, man, I should go for hair transplant, and I didn't thought too much. I sent you guys the deposit of 25,000 rupees, and then I was like, sure, I'll do it, and then. I just did it. And then while I was doing surgery, I was like, man, what the hell you were doing? You didn't thought of it. You should have give it a thought, proper thought. And then I had it. When I came back after 3 months or 2.5 months, I was like, man, this was the best decision ever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes that spur of the moment decisions, sometimes they turn well,
yeah,
and you are
yeah,
happy with it.
yeah.
Okay,
But
that's
and
nice.
I'd had little bit of discomfort or maybe pain while
Huh.
you were planting these hairs. You
Yes,
remember?
yes,
I
this
had
is the
little pain.
most sensitive area. There are
Yeah,
so many arteries and veins going on, and this is a very sensitive area pain wise.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this is the anesthesia that we do, if you remember, at the last.
Oh,
When you
yeah, yeah, yeah,
think when you think कि सब कुछ हो गया है,
yeah,
then this part comes, and that is very
yeah.
irritating for the patient. But yeah, वो हम कहते हैं
And
ना, हाथी निकल गया, या पूंछ निकलना बाकी है.
you was asking me like you don't want these triangles if
हाँ.
you are I was like, no I want it I want it. So this looks good, right? This looks good,
Yeah,
no?
it just gives that slightly refined look in the overall appearance.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a question that can hair be taken off the beard? Yes, we very routinely take hair from the beard area if the donor area is not very good. Beard hair can be used. Ashit asked, well, minoxidil should be used, Ashit. It is an FDA approved medicine for hair loss. However, if you don't find it practically useful, like too much itching, too much dandruff, then you can shift to the non-alcoholic preparations. So there are many non-alcoholic preparations of minoxidil which are available. You can give them a try.
The Rogaine that I was
Um,
talking about is minoxidil as well, right, doctor?
yes, Rogaine is
Yeah,
minoxidil. So how was your
yeah.
experience with it? You also left after 5 months. Why did you leave it?
It's just that I wasn't I couldn't be more what do you call, like I thought it was too much of hassle for me, like putting
Yeah.
Rogaine, remembering it to put every day. I was like, I had very good results, man. Now I can leave it, so I just left it. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's good to use. Minoxidil increases
Yeah,
blood flow on the scalp, and it's good for hair overall. I know that it is
yeah,
very irritating to use. It does make your hair very rough, very itchy. But
yeah,
for people who can use it, can
yeah.
and should
That's
use it.
two things I used to use, just Rogaine 2 times a day, in the morning and while sleeping, and just those biotin gummies. I ordered it from Amazon, so that's it.
Mm, okay. 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 So we have quite some questions, Farhan. So just let me see
Yeah.
those questions. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So one interesting question by Manish is that do we dissect grafts for single hairs for hairline? Well, yes, Manish, we do dissect grafts when we are not getting it from the person's donor area. So most of the time we get singles for the hairline, but sometimes and many times actually that people have good donors and we don't get any singles. So if that happens, we do dissection for the hairline grafts and for the temples grafts. Is it compulsory to use finasteride? Well, for hair, nothing is compulsory. It is all by choice. But for male pattern hair loss, finasteride is the best medication. But it has the side effect profile also. So before taking finasteride, you must discuss that in detail with your dermatologist. Ravi, we perform trichophytic closure, and we also have moved to a better technique, that is that we implant hair in the suture line. So it is less damaging than the trichophytic closure, and it also ensures the chances of hair growing back from the scar are slightly more there. Akshat, you can contact one of our managers, and Medlinks is open. Yes, we have started after Corona. So Farhan, Yash Keshani is very happy to see your result. He appreciates that.
No problem. So,
Praveen asked technical questions. How many grafts we implant? Well, so normally we implant for the hairline zone 40 to 45 grafts per square centimeter, and for the forelock area 30 grafts per square centimeter. And when we do the vertex areas, there we do 25 to 30, depending on the donor area availability. Telogen effluvium is very common, Akshat. Telogen effluvium can happen to any one of us with or without hair transplant. It just can happen.
someone is asking that did I get PRP session also?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no,
Tell
I
me.
didn't got the I got
Yeah.
the PRP after that. I had no
Uh,
PRP, and I got little discount as well from you for
yeah,
not
because
having the PRP.
yeah, because you were not going to come back to us, because have you
Yeah,
ever
I was
come back
leaving.
to India?
No, no,
You
no,
know,
no.
no?
I haven't been back
Yeah.
now.
So again, that's an interesting thing, because PRP is not mandatory. If PRP is just a value added thing that we give to our patients, that okay, ठीक है, if the clinic is accessible to you, आप आ जाइए, we will do PRP. It may or may not help, but it does no harm. So you are not paying anything for it, so why not? But PRP is not mandatory.
Yeah, and doctor, I am also planning maybe not this year, maybe in the future or something. My crown
Mhm.
section, you remember this area, right? It's
Yes.
little bald, so I'm planning to have like little hair on there as well. So what do you think? Like how many hours the procedure would be, and would you take hair from the chest or something, or or you would prefer from the back?
Okay, so firstly, we will consume the back donor, the scalp donor.
Okay,
Once we feel that we
okay,
are not going to get anything more, we'll go to the beard, this part of the
okay,
shadow part of the beard,
okay,
and
okay, okay.
mostly it will happen. If that also gets consumed and we still need more hair, then we go to the chest.
Okay, so
However,
this is how my crown looks like. You see this?
yeah, the crown is balding now, but see, it is still
Yeah,
not completely bald. That is why
yeah.
Rogaine is important for you. That is why we
Okay,
strongly recommend to our patients that use hair loss medicine. You don't
okay,
want to keep getting a hair transplant done. That okay, one
okay,
area you got done, that is fine, but you don't want to develop a new area of baldness. So that is
okay.
where medicine's roles comes in. So now also you can start using Rogaine. Maybe it helps you, and the crown area is something where we want blackness. We don't want very full hair. थोड़ा सा blackness भी
Yeah,
रहेगा, तो it's okay. So you can try
yeah,
next 6-7 months before till the time you are coming to India. एक बार try करके देखो आप,
yeah. I was
maybe it
actually
works.
it's not 100% I'll get it because whenever I come to India, I don't have time. That's the problem because I come here there only for 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I meet my family, so maybe
Yes.
I will not be going for it. But it's not that big of a concern. But it's just that on YouTube people were commenting on it like you don't have this part here. Did you have it? So I was thinking of it. Maybe I should go for it. But no, nobody has ever told me that this part is going bald or something like that. And I was just thinking of it, like maybe 10% I'll come to you again, maybe, but
Yeah, if
not
you
100%.
do that only if it is absolutely needed, because see, you are
Yeah,
tall. If I remember correctly, you are pretty tall, right?
yeah,
So nobody sees that area unless you are sitting and somebody is seeing from the top. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
and after all, hair transplant is not, you're not correcting any disease. It's a, it's a social thing. It's a
yeah,
looks
yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's
So an
looks
area
thing.
which
Yeah,
is not that visible, an area which is not
yeah,
that
yeah.
visible,
You don't need it.
why
Yeah,
no need. And it's not completely bald. You still have some hair there. You can try Rogaine
yeah,
again. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. It's not
Maybe.
completely gone. No, no, no. But right now I have very short hair. Like if I use long hair, I can hide it. I can hide it as well.
Then you will, yeah, right. Then you will comb it back. But even
Yeah,
for that area, try Rogaine. Maybe
yeah.
it's a
Somebody was
good.
asking that how many days, that was a good question, that how many days the
Hmm.
scabs were gone. So
Hmm.
my scabs were gone after ninth day. So
Right.
what I did is maybe it was a new thing that I
Uh,
tried. So I didn't took it off with my hands. I was being over cautious about that, like not touching my transplanted hair. So what I did was I just took them off with that little warm water. I
mm-hmm.
put it in the spray bottle and I just keep on spraying it on the day 8th, day 9th. That's how I washed it. So I didn't put my
Right.
hand at all. So I just washed it so it became soft and then it just came off slowly on my forehead and then I just removed them.
Yeah.
So on 10th day, nobody can even tell that I had done something on this part unless they see the back of the hair.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I didn't had too much shedding also. If you
Hmm.
see my
Hmm.
YouTube videos,
Hmm.
I didn't have
Hmm.
too much shedding as well. So that may be the result because of the perfect eye technique I had. I had such a great results. So it could be
Yeah,
the
both
reason.
ways. So in perfect eye, we do see slightly better results than conventional techniques, and then you did your best. You took good care, and this is a very
Yeah,
good idea. I think I should try tell more of my patients that to spray, use slightly lukewarm water for
yeah,
washing
yeah,
their head, helping faster
yeah,
clearance of the caps. And that's very
yeah.
nice. That's very
I
nice,
didn't
actually.
touch it. I just keep spraying it, and on day sixth, there were still like 40% of the scabs were left, and on
Hmm.
day seventh, maybe 80% of them was gone, and
Hmm.
on day eighth, I washed everything out. So yeah,
Hmm. So
yeah,
that
I
is
didn't touch
very
it.
good.
Yeah,
And you don't smoke, right?
no, I don't smoke. No, no smoking,
So
no
that
drinking.
also helps. Smoking, even people who smoke, we very categorically request them that don't smoke for at least 7 days after your transplant.
Yeah, when you're going for a big step, then at least do a little bit of compromise and at least not smoke or drink for those 10,
Right.
15 days at least. Yeah.
Okay. So let's answer some questions now. Okay, so Ranjit asks, can we distinguish between normal hair fall and hair loss? Well, yes, there are ways where we can distinguish between normal hair fall and the male pattern hair loss. One of them is basin test. So basin test is that you just, you know, wash, wet your hair and comb on a white basin. So if you see after let's say 15 to 20 strokes, if you see more than 30 hair falling, and majority of them, if they are thin hair, then it tells that you are having male pattern hair loss. However, if you're losing very thick hair, then it is the normal hair fall. So this we missed. Ashish, I'll answer your question again, that uh, wearing only a very tight bun, if you're tying your hair very tight, that may cause hair loss. So use don't tie your hair very tight. And also seasonal hair loss is very, very common, particularly these days it is super common. So if you're losing very thick hair, it will all come back, so you need not worry about it. Multivitamins after hair transplants are not mandatory if your diet is good, but if you feel the diet has gaps, then multivitamins can be taken. Hair Fact you will not get in Europe because Hair Fact is a brand of India. It is just cyclical vitamin therapy. It's not the the only thing for hair. If you're not getting hair fat, it's fine. Just go for a normal biotin, and that should also be okay. Okay, so
Somebody was
Shahal asked
asking
how
about
many.
somebody was asking
Farhan.
about their mother wanted to have hair transplant. She's 50 years old.
Okay. So that's a good question, because in ladies, hair transplant is not a very good option, because the results are not so exciting most of the times, because most of the ladies, they don't have the male pattern hair loss, they have the female pattern hair loss, which is a diffuse thinning. So ladies don't have a very good donor area. So in hair transplant in ladies is done after a lot of consideration, when nothing else is working, no medicines are working, and the lady has gone to grade 3 patterned hair loss, only then a hair transplant is attempted. But it's a bit tricky. It's not that simple. Safety wise, it's safe. Safety is not an issue. Results are not very exciting. Bontress does not have minoxidil. Bontress has peptides. For Farhan, we did a density of 40 grafts per square centimeter on the hairline, and the forelock area, this area, we did 30 grafts per square centimeter.
Yeah, altogether I think I had 3,500, right, doctor, or maybe a little more than that.
Can you repeat that, Farhan? I think
No, I was saying that saying I had altogether 3,500 grafts, right?
Yeah. Yes, 3,500.
Yeah.
Shahal asked, the hair from the beard sufficiently cover the crown area, but will it be visible under the light? Well, for the crown area, normally we are not able to achieve very high density. So if you are under very strong sunlight, scalp may be visible. Derma roller is okay. Derma roller is helpful in preventing hair loss. It's not a super exciting treatment, but guys, can you hear me? Can somebody just type something if they are able to hear me? Okay. So derma roller is okay. Derma roller is an adjuvant treatment for hair loss, and it can be avoided. Okay, Farhan, for how many months did you avoid sun after your hair transplant?
Honestly, I came back on 15th of, I came back to Canada on 19th of March. So that question won't be, I won't be able to answer it, because here in Canada, it's winters. It was winter in March, and in April also it's winter in May as well. It's a little bit of cold here. So I used to go out all the time. I mean,
right. So see, what we normally ask,
I would say just take rest for 10 days. That's it. After 10 days, and people ask about wearing caps. Personally, if you ask me, if you are going for such a big step, and you are putting almost so much money, like 2 lakh or something like that, then I would say not wear it. But doctors still say that you can wear it, but I didn't even, I was over cautious. I didn't touch these hair at all for 2-3 months, and I didn't wear hat. I don't care what people was able to see about my back, but I was doing it for myself, right? So even if you have to go to office, you have to go to school, just why do you care about people will see your back area and stuff? Don't wear a cap. You're taking a huge step. After 2-3 months or 1 year, people won't even remember that they were able to see this on the back. But for your lifetime, these hair are for your lifetime. So look at the bigger picture. And
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right thing. On that, many patients ask us that, doctor, I want to go for unshaven hair transplant. Don't shave my scalp. I tell them the same thing, that it's a matter of just a few days.
Picture, yeah.
Look at the bigger picture. Picture. It can be very difficult for some people, of course, who have a lot of public dealing. But again, look at the bigger picture.
Yeah, you are not. It's a huge step for your life. It's gonna change your whole life completely. As I was saying, that I was having some problem for 10 years. I keep on thinking. I did all my research, put eggs, coconut oil, and I did everything. They were not stopping. So, and then all of a sudden that problem is gone from your life. So if you think that way, then there is no need of thinking about small things. Oh, I should wear cap. I want to hide it from other people. Who cares? After 1 year, when you will look good, nobody will remember that you were looking bad 1 year ago. So look, they will look now.
Exactly.
So right. So
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yes. Okay, so finally, I think we should end it now. We'll just take one last
yep.
question. So how you calculate graft counts? So if you mean that how can we say that, okay, I know when Farhan came, why did we tell them, okay, 3,500 grafts? Why not 2,500? Why not 5,000? Well, see, the main thing that we see is the area that needs to be covered and the average density that we want to give there. So the frontal area typically is 100 centimeters square, and the average density that we want to give there is 35 grafts per square centimeter. That is why 3,500. If someone has smaller baldness, 50 centimeters square, then the graft number will go down. Similarly, if we want to give a higher density and we have the donor area, then the graft number may go up also. So, but what we work in is optimum density. And 35, in my opinion, is the optimum density, and it is working well for most of my patients. So that is how we count grafts. Tells the patient that these many grafts. If you're asking how we calculate the grafts during the surgery, well, we have a way to count the slits. So we get to know that how many slits we have made. So that is where we count the grafts. We don't count the graft while we are cutting it out, because then we are focusing on more important things. But we keep a count when we are making the slits. And the idea is that we have to fill each and every slit. So that is how we get to know that, okay, at the end of the surgery, how many grafts we have done.
And I'm gonna add one more thing on top of that. People usually they start counting while having surgery. They start counting like how many grafts the doctor is putting. So they have to
Yeah.
understand that it's in your best interest as well. It's in doctor's best interest as well that you get better results. So they
Yes.
also want you to have better results. That's the most important thing you have to understand. So don't count the grafts or anything. Don't worry about the money. You already are there with the money. So don't think, okay, doctor will be putting like 100 less grafts. No, he won't, because it's in his best interest also that you get better results, so that he can that you can recommend him to other of your friends also. So that's the important thing you have to understand. People will count the grafts. Oh, he put only 3,000 and he charged me for 3,500. No, he won't, because he also wants you to get better results. Maybe he
Yes.
can put 4,000 and charge you only for 3,500 if needed while the surgery. That happened to me as well.
Exactly.
I remember you had to put more grafts on these areas. Yeah.
Which is fine. See, if I can use that word, hair transplant industry, it has moved in that way. Well, there are so many people who have become hair transplant experts, and they are not doctors. They have no qualification, but they have become hair transplant experts. And and that is why when it comes to kidney transplant, when it comes to hernia surgery, nobody goes into so many details. What punch size, what depth, 2 mm, 3 mm. Well, I ask my patients, leave it on me. Come
Yeah.
to me if you have trust. Then you come to me. I'll try to do my best. 1% chance will be there that things may not turn out in the perfect way, but have trust. Regarding the graft number, again, we have gone into that way that the pricing of the surgery has become based on the grafts. As surgeons, as a group, we didn't want that to happen, but that's how it is. But when we tell you 3,500 grafts on the day of surgery, it can be 3,450, it can be 3,800, it can be 4,000. But the idea is that we have to give a good result.
Yeah.
So it is a matter of like 200 grafts or 500 grafts is what 30 minutes more work. But we rather do that 30-minute work on that day than face problems after 1 year.
My surgery was so long. It took like maybe 9 hours or something. We left at 6 o'clock and then we started at 11. So 7-hour surgery. So it was a long surgery.
Yeah,
I'd say.
surgery,
And I had a break as well. And everything was fine with you. Honestly speaking, I can't recommend any other thing other than changing that bed.
that point will be. No, we will take it. I'll take it very seriously, and I'll try to make a nice, comfortable bed. Yeah, for our patients.
That's actually standard. I'm not saying your bed was bad. It's just that it's a standard, but that standard is is a big pain pain in the chest for all of us. So maybe have a little, little cushion for the chest, or yeah, that's the only recommendation I had for you. And other than that, my results was amazing. I think maybe I was really lucky or something. Thanks God that I had such a great results only in 3 months or 4 months, 3.5 months. And people say, oh, it takes 1 year. I think I had better results. My hair used to look good, like it only in 6 months or 5 months, just perfect 100% results in 5 months, 6 months. So,
Yes. So when you shed less, like the normal post-operative shedding, if you have that less, you get the results much faster.
because of that, I think perfect eye technique, the slits are out of your body for only 5-10 minutes, and then they are planting it back. So maybe that's the reason or something. I don't know. So
yeah, that's the contributing factor there. Yes. Okay, Farhan, thank you so much for
no problem, sir.
taking out time from your schedule and having this session with us. And whenever you come to Delhi, whenever you come to India, do give me a call. Do visit the clinic.
Sure.
And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. I'll just end up there are some unanswered questions. I'll just answer them so the people will, you know. So
no problem.
Priya asked about Bontress serum. Yeah. So Bontress serum can be tried for 3 to 4 months, and most of the time it helps. Yes, Manish. Of course, the whole idea of hair transplant is that to get a good appearance with the least possible number of hair. So, that's the whole idea. Use less grafts and give a better appearance. So, Ashit, you try to avoid direct sunlight for at least 20 days to a month. I will prefer a month. And after that, it's fine. Shahal, the charges are usually based on the number of grafts, but that's not the only factor. So if somebody, most of the good clinics, not just us, all good clinics, if they tell you 3,500, and if they charge you for 3,500, and if they feel that on the day they need 300 or 500 more, most of the clinics, they do it without any extra charge. Yes, Nandu. Yes, Mr. Subhanshu. It's difficult to come to Delhi because of COVID. Yeah. So, but if you want to get your transplant done now, look for a good surgeon in your city. Go to a very good surgeon. Do your research and go. Or if you can wait, then do come to us after the the transport, the travel, and etc. They start. Praveen, I didn't understand your questions. When can one notice his hair is thinning? Okay, so our body, our hair has a 50% buffer. So traditionally it is said that if you lose 50% of your hair, it will not be visible. The hair loss will be apparent. The loss of volume will be apparent when you have lost more than 50% of your hair. Yes, Nandu, we are trying to start a clinic in South India as well. I hope it happens very fast. Manish, the waiting time really depends on those times. Normally in winters, the waiting time is more, and in summers, the waiting time is less. Priya, minoxidil 5% is the most recommended medicine, even for female pattern hair loss. But most of the ladies don't like using minoxidil because of the practical problems. So Bontress can be tried initially. If that doesn't work, you can come down to minoxidil. However, it has to be done under a dermatologist's supervision. Thank you very much for your trust, Nandu. Ravi, we do perform FUT and FU in combination when the graft number is a lot. SS Kinda, you are not happy with the results? No problem. Whenever you have time, you come to us in the clinic, and we will do everything possible to rectify it. If there is any problem with the density or anything, the hairline, you didn't like the hairline, it is too high, or the temples are not proper. Whatever the problem is, you come to us. If you are from out of Delhi, then you can send in your photographs, and whenever it's possible for you, you do come to us, and we will do the correction. No problem. So as I told earlier, that sometimes despite doing the best, results are not up to the mark. So if that happens, we are there with the patients, and everything possible will be done for the correction, Mr. Kinda. Okay, so I hope this session was informative to all the viewers, and we will keep coming with such sessions with our patients who are now hair transplant veterans, and you will get a first-hand knowledge about what hair transplant is and from the patient's perspective. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll be signing off now. Thank you. If you have any further questions, you can put it in the comment, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you so much.